Candace Owens is always in the middle of some controversy, typically one that she has created for herself. And everybody knows she's a burgeoning black conservative, co-founder or founder of Blexit, very popular at Turning Point USA. And she's typically in trouble for things that she says, whether it's regarding Hitler, whether it's regarding reparations or something controversial. Candace Owens always seems to have a problem that she creates for herself. And today is no different, because Candace Owens found herself on Laura Ingram's show, okay? And what she said is that she never had any race issues growing up. Because in Black America, or in America, racism isn't a problem for her. It isn't a problem for African Americans. Now, I'll admit, racism isn't the greatest problem anymore for African Americans, in my opinion, although it's still up there in the top 5. But see, Candace Owens always finds a way to contradict herself. Because Candace Owens, in high school, made a lawsuit, or her family did, for racial discrimination in the amount of $375,000, which they received $37,500. Why was that? Because in 2007, she accused white boys or white men for racially harassing her and threatening to do bodily harm to her. That's racism. That's a personal experience with racism. That is anecdotal racism. Not only that, she claimed that one of the boys was the Stanford mayor's Daniel Malloy's son. It gets better. The NAACP, who is always heavily criticized by black conservatives, helped her file the lawsuit. Now, Candace, if you're watching this video, and God knows I hope that you are, my question is to you. How much longer do you plan on making yourself look ridiculous, saying anything for money, doing anything you can to run out that Trump campaign while it's still going? And not only you, there are other black conservatives that are doing it, but so much so that you're willing to make yourself look hypocritical. Not even look hypocritical, you are hypocritical. And then you're going to go out here and you want to lead blacks into leaving the Democratic plantation or joining Blexit or doing whatever, when you are the person that has won lawsuits for racism in America. And it just goes so far to show what some black conservatives are willing to do to make a damn buck. And do you know what? When things like this come out, Candace, what you don't know is not only do you lose credibility for yourself, you lose credibility with the people that you're trying to actually get to join you, which is the African American community. Because you cannot go out there and you cannot say racism doesn't exist. I never had a problem with racism. And when people pull up this particular situation, that you have a racist lawsuit, which I already knew you had this a long time ago, because it's something that's public records, that you've actually benefited financially and have won for the fact that you were mistreated by white young boys. One of them that you accused of being the mayor's son. Now, this is one of two things that happened, Candace. One, you actually did this. This actually happened to you. And if it did, I feel very, 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 very bad for you, right? Because nobody should have to go through being called names. I've experienced that in America by a white person. I've definitely experienced that here in Poland. So I understand. That's a painful situation to go through. But if you said that it never happened to you, then what that means then, Candace, is you're a liar. That means that 3 young white men had their names scrambled in the mud in reputations because you falsified information on them to win money for personal gain. It's either one or the other. It can't be both. Either that happened to you and you lied about it on television, or you went and blamed those white young men for something that they didn't do and you lied and destroyed their reputation. Either situation makes you a very pitiful person. And in either situation, you're a person that has lost credibility, which should be with the American community and the black community. And if I'm Turning Point USA, I'm doing everything I can to distance myself from you. Because not only are you making yourself look bad, you're making Turning Point USA look bad. Not only are you making Turning Point USA look bad, you're making other black conservatives look bad. You're making the Brandon Tatums of the world look bad. You're making the ABLs of the world look bad. You're making everybody who I believe, there's some people I think they're really magnificent, good buddies of mine, buddies who I think that are very sincere about what they're doing. In my opinion, that do not deserve to be brought down because of what you've done. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to any black person that has a heart for the black community that really cares, unlike yourself, who I think you're doing this for fame and money and just to get known and to get seen and to be heard. But what about the black conservatives that actually do care about the black community? What about Afro-Synergy? You see, you're not thinking about the lives of other black people who are in this space, who actually want to see change in America, who actually want to see things happen in America for the country and for black people as a whole. You are making it much more harder for them because of your lies. And I'll tell you what happens. And it's the same thing that happens in the black community. When one black person starts getting called out for doing something, the whole group suffers. Same thing here with Candace Owens. Candace is out here not telling the truth. Other blacks are going to suffer in the movement, and it's not fair to them. And you know what's not fair also? It's not fair to the white people who support you. It's not fair to white American conservative fans who actually believe that this is the best plight for America, maybe for blacks and whites and things like that, want to see the country come together. It's not fair for you to embarrass them. It's not fair to Turning Point that you're embarrassing them. It's not fair to anybody that you're embarrassing them. And most certainly, it's not fair to Blexit that you are embarrassing them on national television for all the people who donated money, for all the people who raised money, for all the people who organized their time, for all the people who came to speak, for all the people who are supporting the president, supporting African Americans doing something, supporting this agenda, that their leader is out here lying. It's really not fair. And Candace, what you don't know is you're letting a lot of people down. It's not just you. Single-handedly, you're going to bring down this whole movement because of your selfishness. All because you want to win a debate on national TV. All because you want to look good on national TV. So in the heat of the moment, you forget the things that you've done, where you've been, what you've been through. And again, you are going to be one of the reasons why black people and other people are going to even start looking at black conservatives with more of a side eye. Because you know why? That was something typically that was looked at by Democrats. The Democrats have always been somebody that they couldn't trust. Black people started to trust the president more often than people want to admit. And people like Candace Owens are going to take away the president's steam that he has gained with African-American male voters and certainly African-American community voters. Turning Point USA needs to get rid of Candace Owens. They need to disband from her. She is bad for the brand. She is bad for the black conservative movement. And she cannot keep going out here making errors, talking crazy, saying things, lying. All of this is bad for Black America. It's bad for Black conservative America. And it's bad for people who support. The people who support Candace Owens don't deserve this. They deserve better. And like I said, guys, like the video, hit the share, subscribe button. Check out some of the articles linked to this. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.